Buenos días, clase de Español 3. This is Señor Irvin, and this is a explanation about the week 4 and 5 El Restaurante Cubano project. I'm going to go through the various different components of it, so make sure you pay attention, take notes, come back to this if you go ahead and need to. This is quite a significant project, and it takes a couple of weeks, basically 9 school days is what it will end up taking. There are due dates along the way, and I'll talk about those in a bit. But let me just tell you quickly about the philosophy. At Minnesota State University, they highly encourage the students to complete projects versus doing tests. For example, a big test, a big exam from the book. So they want you to use the vocabulary that you've obtained so far in the first 3 weeks, and then obviously in the previous 2 years, to be able to go ahead and complete this project at a high level. This project requires you to go ahead and obviously work with at least one other person, if not 2 other people. And it also requires that you go ahead and use technology in various different ways. And I'm going to show you that in just a bit. So the first thing you're doing is you're looking at this, read this, watch first. So maybe you already started reading this. And what you're going to do is you're going to design, you're going to create, and you're going to advertise for a fake, you're going to make up one, a Cuban restaurant. And you're going to use the vocab, the sentence structures, cultural items that were presented basically in the previous 3 weeks. So you may want to go ahead and go back to those folders, open up those Quizlet things, look at anything that you go ahead and recorded to be able to use those structures in this. Can you use other things? Absolutely. I would also pull out Gente Capítulo 8. The textbook, and look through anything that you can go ahead and find in there that will help you to go ahead and complete this. The first thing that you're going to do that's significant is you're going to actually create a restaurant website using a web page called Wix.com. If you've never heard of Wix, I'm going to go ahead and go over to it right now. This is actually the navigation page inside of Wix, and this is the website that I quickly just went through and created. You can go through and change all kinds of different items. They have hundreds of templates that you can go ahead and use, hundreds of images, and it is actually just really cool and easy to go ahead and manage. So the first thing you're going to do is create a website. There's also a link, and you'll see it in the assignment itself, that will help guide you. It's like about a 20-minute video that helps guide you in the process of creating the website. But even if you didn't even watch the video, you will be able to figure it out. Let me keep going down the list, because then we're going to go into these in a little bit more detail. You're going to use social media, Twitter and Facebook specifically, and you're going to advertise for this fake restaurant. You're going to create a Facebook page and a Twitter page that is related to your fake restaurant. I would highly recommend that one of the first things you go ahead and do, as it says, I think somewhere down here, right here, yeah. You need to create a Google account that you and your classmates, you and your 2 or 3 group mates, know the username and the password for. And the reason why is because you don't want this to belong to your own Gmail account. So you want this, create a Google account, you go through and you create a fake account, and make sure everybody knows the username and the password so that you can use that to, number 1, go into Wix.com, and number 2, you can start creating Twitter and Facebook accounts. Now, we know for sure that access to social media is limited during the day because you're not supposed to be using your phones. If you want, if I'm actually at the school and it's during one of your class periods and you want to use your cell phone to be able to do something, you can do that inside of Señor Irvin's room. But really, the majority of the work is going to have to be done outside of school. So to be able to create the web page, you can do that in school, but the Twitter and Facebook accounts will have to be done outside. Now, once you create your web page, it will be a lot easier to go ahead and do the Twitter and Facebook accounts, and that's the reason why they are due in a different order. Once you go in and create that, you're actually going to create the restaurant itself. You're going to design it, and you're going to use MinecraftEdu, okay? And I put here that you're encouraged highly to go ahead and use NPCs in your restaurant and make sure that your NPCs speak in Español. I will have directions on how to go about doing that later on as we go to that section. But if your group has the technical or artistic ability to be able to create it, for example, on poster paper, you're more than welcome to do that instead of using MinecraftEdu. But remember, it must be high quality, 3-dimensional, it's got to be colors, it's got to look amazing in order for you to go ahead and take that route. If you do decide to do that, make sure you include characters on your poster paper, for example, the chefs, the hostesses, the waiters, those kind of people, the customers, and they're of course all saying things in Español through bubbles, the little bubbles, okay? Cool. And finally, what you're going to do is you're going to create a commercial. using iMovie, and you're going to advertise for your restaurant, and I have examples or an example of what that should look like. It's about 30 seconds. It should have Cuban music. Of course, it should have Spanish dialogue, narration, include pictures, video footage from your restaurant, your website, whatever you decided that you went ahead and created. You can use any and all of those things to be able to put it all together. What is the first things you need to do? You need to form a group of 2 or 3 students. Okay, you can have a partner, or you can have 3 people working in a group max. You got to decide on what's your restaurant name. Of course, it has to be creative and in Español. Then start brainstorming items, because you're going to need a menu. That's part of your website. You need to go to create a menu, put it onto your website. If you use the Wix.com and you choose one of the restaurant pages, it is super easy to go ahead and edit and put in your own menu items. Okay, and remember that it's a Cuban restaurant, so we need typical foods and dishes from a Cuban restaurant, typical drinks, appetizers, desserts. What would you find at a Cuban restaurant? Go find out those items. Finally, I already had talked about creating the Google account. I'm going to go down here to the deadlines. The first deadline is 14th of September, okay? And that is to go ahead and submit on this assignment, actually on the assignment that says the website, to go ahead and give me the link to your website on social media main pages. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, submit your live link to Schoology, your live link from Wix.com. Once you finish with it and you want to make it active, all you do is click a button and it says, I want to make this active, and it gives you a link to a live link, and you just send that to me, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Número dos, deadline number 2 is on the 16th. That's a Friday. This is a Wednesday. This is a Friday. And this is the completed social media sites and posts. I have more details on that in the specific assignment. And then there, of course, the following week is a 4-day week because of parent-teacher conferences. The third deadline is the 20th of September. That is the actual design of your restaurant. And the final deadline is going to be the 22nd of September, which is a Thursday. And that means that you are going to submit your commercial there on Schoology, your iMovie commercial. Okay, cool. So that's quite a bit of information. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them. Send me a message and ask them as soon as possible so we can go ahead and answer those and get you guys working. Bueno, that's all I've got for right now. Adios. Hasta la vista.